Now one of the
That's like with big glass.
yeah, I'm gonna get loads. Everyone's got it.
No,
I'm like,
I've missed the boat.
Thank you. Oh God. It's the weekend, been up to the high street, had some wonderful ice cream. They call themselves ice cream dealers actually, and they have these hats, they have this merch that says support your local ice cream dealer, which I appreciate. But yeah, they're called Marcello's, based in Southeast London, and they're great. And basically this is one of the, I think this is the penultimate weekend that they're selling ice cream at the market locally, because obviously it's autumn and they were saying they've lucked out with the weather, but they need a holiday, bless them. So yeah, so went to get some ice cream today, picked up some more ingredients for what I'm about to bake. What else happened today? Not an awful lot. I mean, I did watch a terrible show, which it's called The Girlfriend. It's bad, it's trash, and I like my trash. But when you're trying to not be trash and you're trash, I don't know. That's when I have, you know, qualms. So I wouldn't recommend that, but would recommend the ice cream place. So yeah, what are we gonna make today? I'm gonna make, for the first time ever, some maritozzi buns. So I've had them a few times at Chatsworth Bakehouse, which is a nearby bakery, and they are delicious. Basically, they're kind of like a fluffier, lighter version of a brioche bun. Cut it in the middle, then you like open it up and you put loads of cream in it. I'm today gonna follow a Nigella, the goat, a Nigella recipe. And apparently hers, actually I'll read you what she says. She describes them as bulging glossy buns. I mean, if bulging or something similar to that doesn't appear in a Nigella recipe, I would have questions. But yeah, this recipe actually produces smaller buns than the usual maritozzi buns, which are quite big. It's really hard to navigate how to have the cream and bun at the same time usually, but this we won't have a hard time navigating these, hopefully, if they work out. I realize that I always take a risk with new things, really, because especially when it comes to baking, that's even a bigger risk. If you do one thing wrong, then that's it. But I'm taking gambles for these episodes and always hoping it works out. And if it does, then I get a great feeling of reward and just satisfaction, basically. I love to bake, especially when it works out. So I will talk you through what I'm doing and show you the end result as always. Starting off with pouring out 125 milliliters of whole milk, and we are warming it up, and then apparently it needs to be not hot but warm. So you can either try it out with a thermometer maybe, or just test it out with your with a finger, but with your hand. So I'll just get started, bring you along. Right, while the milk is warming up, I'm just gonna put 2 tablespoons of strong white bread flour, 2 teaspoons of castor sugar, and a sachet of yeast in a bowl. So if you do have a thermometer, basically wait until it goes up to 38 degrees Celsius, and that should be good enough to now throw into the dry mix of yeast, strong white bread flour, and castor sugar. Okay, so those first steps were for the sponge. We're finished with the sponge part. We're just waiting for it to rise. I've set a timer for 20 minutes. And now I'm gonna start with the main dough. So that requires 225 grams of strong white bread flour and 25 grams of castor sugar. I unfortunately used my main baking bowl for the smaller mixture, so I'm gonna go for something like this, which is basically a salad bowl, for the main mixture. Yeah, that really just shows I need to get more baking bowls, but we make do.
Now, so obviously the NTAs have been and gone now, and tell me why.
Risen a decent amount.
Why?
$2.26. I think that's pretty perfect. Let's put that in the bowl. Let's weigh out 25 grams of castor sugar now. Oops, did too much. And now some salt. And when the sort of wet dough has risen, after the 20 minutes, I will combine this with that. But yeah, now we wait because it's still rising.
Thought that we were going to win, and that's not me and the team alone. And this experience has been so great. Like,
Putting it back in the old bowl.
My documentary winning the NTA, which, like I've said, is this is why my documentary won it. I don't have so many kind of love sites. I'll leave it down below. Which is wild. I'm going to read Spotify close because, like I said, I've been filming it absolute weeks.
How's your week been? I mentioned this a lot about how the mobile plans, so what our peak of the week has been.
Okay, now I need to put into this quite messy looking dough the zest of half an orange and half a lemon. Okay, so I've grated the half a lemon and orange, added the zest into the mixture. You've seen the sort of dough ball it formed. It's not the neatest of dough balls, not the prettiest, but I think that's how it's supposed to look. And now I just have to leave it to the side for 10 minutes. Then after that, put some olive oil on the surface, roll it out. This is my least favorite part, rolling out dough, but I just have to get used to it because I love the end result. So yeah, let's see what happens in 10 minutes. Okay, now that we're done with the first round of kneading, we put it back in its bowl, leave it there for another 10 minutes.
So much for agreeing to do this interview. You're so. When did you open in?
This morning.
I'm not confident it looks any bigger. But the way it sounds when it's kind of like bouncing around the walls of the bowl seems as though it is more like springy, bouncy, more air in it. So yeah, let's try a third round. We'll let it rise for a bit longer after that.
I would take this strawberry chocolate. Oh my god. It is.
Love that strawberry jam and waffle.
Right. I think what I underestimated with this recipe is not the complexity, but the length of time that everything's taking. So I'm now changed into PJs, and I started this a little while back. So I'd say I would recommend maybe starting this a bit earlier if you're going to try it. I've also just poured myself a glass of red wine because why not? It's Saturday, so yeah. And now it's the big reveal to see if the dough has doubled. Okay, I'm pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. It's quite a loud little dough. Like, well, not little anymore, but yeah, you can just kind of like hear the fizzing of the bubbles. So anyway, now I'm just gonna line a baking sheet with parchment paper and cut this dough into 8 different pieces. Okay, so just to briefly explain, I have cut the big dough ball into 8 separate balls. Some of them might be a bit bigger than others, but that's okay. And then we wait another 30 to 45 minutes for some more proving, and then the oven comes on. So yeah, thanks for, if you're watching up until this point, I'm grateful to you. Okay, so these are far from perfect. They don't look the same. They're quite wonky. But you know what? They smell great. So I'm just gonna finish off by doing the glaze, which is just the caster sugar and water sort of boiling together to build this, to make a syrup. So I'm gonna put syrup over these babies and yeah, go to bed. And I'm gonna do the filling tomorrow, I think. Yeah, it's been a long one.
As it's on the V levels.
But obviously couldn't demonstrate all of that, yeah. I'm really sorry. By the way, you can
I did think 'cause it was 25
you can
quid,
go
I
in.
was like, I don't think this is for one person.
That comfy. No, I would think it's a good thing, but
Yeah. The place, if you go further down.
oh.
Not.
Oh.
I think the same. A nice
Yeah,
orange
yeah,
glow,
yeah.
that's-
Yeah. 2 weeks of not really much planning is too much. Okay, yeah. Jesus, I'm sorry,
The juice is the best bit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god. Yeah. I've never seen that before.
And like basically this up there, the 305 Kennedy, this used to
Hey team. The only reason why I'm signing on, coming on camera, is to say thank you again for watching. For those of you who are still watching this, thank you very much. I'm really enjoying doing these, and it gives me a bit more control over my week. It feels as though my weeks and my days feel more full with this in a good way. So anyway, this is a quick thank you, just to kind of recap on today. It's been brilliant. Did some volunteering with St. Giles, who support people in low-income households, and my role today was volunteering at their food pantry. So such supermarkets donate food items to the pantry, and then people who are referred to the service then can shop different items on kind of like a point system. But anyway, we didn't get to speak to the customers today, but we did kind of help the pantry set up, stack some shelves, etc. It was very wholesome, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So now, after a few hours of work, I'm now ready to bake. I'm not baking anything complicated. In fact, I'm being repetitive. I am baking Nigella's chocolate Guinness cake again. So for those of you who have watched me do it before, if you want, you can switch off. I know that's not what you're supposed to say as someone who creates content, but I get it. So yeah, and the only reason why I've been motivated enough to bake after a bit of a long day is it's for charity. And so tomorrow at work we're doing a coffee morning for Macmillan, and I hope that people like this cake and that it kind of inspires people to donate. But yeah, I'll keep the baking aspect a bit shorter than usual, because you know, you can go back a couple of episodes and watch the chocolate Guinness cake if you really want. But it's a relatively easy recipe. I would really recommend it. It's like a very rich, dense cake. The Guinness kind of contributes to that, and then it's contrasted with this really lovely cream cheese frosting. Anyway, would very much recommend. But yeah, really just wanted to say thank you, and hopefully you keep watching. Yeah, one could only hope, and I will keep doing it regardless because I'm really enjoying it. Should also say that last night my old housemate and I went to LAO DAO, which is I think a relatively new restaurant in Camberwell, and it's a Chinese restaurant. Absolutely loved it. It's been a while since I've had a really good tasting meal that's also extremely good value in London. You know, it's hard to come by in London, and sometimes it just makes the food taste even sweeter. You're like, you're telling me all this like flavor costs this much. Anyway, LAO DAO, I'll link it below, but I'd really recommend it. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, and then other than this cake that I'm making, chocolate Guinness cake, I will be making some lentil dal for dinner with some bread on the side, some Indian bread. Something kind of rich and comforting again. The cold is starting to set in-ish. But yeah, hope you enjoy.
Like in the YouTube video. God. Take a walk, it's honestly so back then. I just never go on a period worrying about every single little thing. Sometimes we just feel the
Who can resist this?
That looks great.
Oh, thank you.
It looks amazing.
It's like when
I'm very girly.
Really? Just us.